essay as a reflection of one of the experiences I had. So here it is. The smell was far worse than anything that's ever entered my mind. The bus kept moving. It had thresholds of trash and mud within every crevice of garbage. Like trash sites in movies, only this was real. The bus kept moving. Wearing bright t-shirts complementing dark brown skin, the people's shoes seemed far too big or too small. I thought about how they ate, drank, and got poked with some of the things they found here, in this place they called work. The bus stopped and the doors opened for us to get out. At that moment, I thought back to a time last year, in 7th grade, when I walked down the hall wearing my sweatshirt I got from Italy and a pair of old jeans I got from American Eagle. I was convinced that the sleeves of my sweatshirt looked too short. Of course, no one told me this, but I could tell. I walked on the side of the hall, self-conscious that someone might notice. It was all I could think about all that day. My sweatshirt and how people thought of it, or me. Here in Dominican Republic, things were different. I exited the air-conditioned bus. Holding my gardening gloves and a trash bag, people crowded around our bus. They asked for shoes, gloves, food, anything and everything. Swarming flies and the smell of rotting food seemed to assault me. A man grabbed my hand, pulling me out of the hectic crowd. An old woman was yelling at him. The man nudged me toward her. The woman's nagging seemed to subside. She looked at me with a testing sort of glare. I remembered that our social justice trip's goals, I was on, were to partner up with the people, to get acquainted. The old woman smiled and nodded at me. I hoped that was a good sign. This is my aunt, the man stated. She motioned for me to follow her while rummaging through the muck with her bare hands, until she found a plastic bag. ¿Tú sabes español? I asked. You know Spanish? She only shook her head. I focused on getting the plastic to help her earn a few pennies from recycling. "Hey," the woman screamed, trying to get my attention. A groaning sound emerged behind me. It trudged closer and closer. It didn't slow down. I quickly hopped from one piece of trash to the next, trying to get out of the way. The garbage man driving the truck didn't even look back to make sure I was okay. I knew Haitian people were treated poorly, but without experience, I had no idea. Feeling betrayed and offended, the old woman walked on as if nothing out of the ordinary had happened. That spoke to me more than words could have ever told me. She led me toward a smaller truck that deposited new trash. People climbed on it, collecting all the plastic they could find. The old woman rested her bag on the ground, motioning me to do the same. This could be the only source of income these people get. I worried someone would take the abandoned bags. Trustingly, I did as she suggested. I was looking for plastic when a young boy tapped me on the shoulder. He tossed me a plastic bottle. I smiled, hoping he'd know he was appreciated. I nodded, adding the bottle to my collection. He put in about 4 more bottles before my bag began to overflow. The old woman led me over to a plastic pile where we dumped out our bags and headed towards the bus. Others from my bus were already there, chatting with some people who knew English. One woman was pregnant with twins, the father killed in Haiti's earthquake. "Still I have hope," she said, with a far-off look in her eyes, as if knowingly of the future. When I left, I had given away 2 bags of goldfish, crackers, and my gloves. As I got back on the bus, I waved goodbye to the smiling faces holding their souvenirs. I learned that despite seeing bad things, putting a smile on someone's face can be more satisfying than